Hi everyone, welcome back to my Land Rover Mercedes OM606 build. This 6-cylinder 3-litre turbo diesel engine is going into this 1986 Land Rover 110. So in this video I'm going to be removing the head so we can check its condition. I also want to get the crankshaft out so I can have a look at the bearings, examine the pistons, see the bore in the block, just so we can check everything over and see what we need to buy in order to rebuild this engine. Something interesting I did notice though, this pin here, from what I see on the internet, is normally very difficult to get out. You need to tap it, put a bolt in it, then use a slide hammer to remove it. But my one, you can just pull out by hand. And the reason for that is that the housing just in here is actually broken where this pin is supposed to locate. So that's something I'm going to have to look at and try and repair in due course. But for now, let's get the head off and the crankshaft out and see what we find. The head off now. This is the first look at the pistons and the bores. Now, although the pistons are very clogged up with carbon, I can't see anything disastrous. Pistons look like they're still intact. When I check the bore, I can't feel any nasty ridges. So far so good. I can turn the engine over here. Everything seems to be doing what it's supposed to. This is the head gasket that was on the engine, but I don't think this is the right one. I understood that it should be a full metal gasket. This is one of those fibrous ones. Maybe someone replaced it at some point with the incorrect type. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get a full gasket set for this engine, including head gasket. So when I put it back together, everything should be fine. Everything seems to look okay on the head, as far as I can tell. The chambers are obviously very clogged up with carbon. These, I think they're called pre-combustion chambers, all seem to be in good condition. I understand that if the injectors leak fuel into those chambers, they can burn out. Those holes get enlarged and then they don't spray the fuel out the way they're supposed to. Got a couple of glow plugs that were stuck in there. I've got 4 of them out, 2 are left. I'm going to have to deal with that later. I managed to pull out this pin here that holds some of the guides for the timing chain. The top one came out easy because it was broken inside. This one wasn't too bad. I screwed a bolt in, put a larger nut behind, and then tightened the bolt up until it started pulling the pin out. So it did come out without too much trouble in the end. This is the top side of the head. Everything appears to be okay, as far as I can tell here. Also, I couldn't get the injectors out. They seem to be in very tight. This is a 22mm into 22mm socket. I don't have a socket long enough to go over the top. I tried with a spanner, but it didn't feel right, so I'm going to wait until I get the right tool to take those out. There's a couple of places like here where I think someone's tried to put a bolt in that was too long and it's broken through the aluminium casing. There's 2 places like that, so I'll try and get those repaired in due course. There's also some oil seals here. These ones are trashed, but anyway, I'll get a full gasket set, including those O-rings, when I put it back together. So I've had some issues trying to get the right tool to take off these crankshaft cap bolts. They have a 13mm 12-point head, which should be fine. I have a 12-point 13mm socket here, but because these bolts have this extension piece, which is I think where the oil pump screws into, you can't get the socket, or my one anyway, down on deep enough to engage properly with the splines on the bolt. Now I did try and drill this particular socket out so it could go on deeper. It did go on a bit further, but not quite enough. You can see where I tried on this one and I ended up damaging some of the splines on the bolt, which is a shame. So I decided to ditch that plan and went to see if I could find a long socket. Now I looked everywhere for a normal 1/2-inch drive, long 30mm 12-point socket, but couldn't find one that actually had the splines inside the full length of the shaft. All I could find was this 3/8 drive socket. So in the end I bought this and also an adapter to put it onto my 1/2-inch drive, bars and everything else. So hopefully I can make this work. Let's give it a go. So that's it. Everything's finally apart. Feels like quite a milestone for me. The crankshaft is out. Here we can see 1/2 of the bearing shells. They don't look too bad to me. They're stamped Mercedes, so they could be the original items. You can see the thrust washers here on either side of this bearing. One of them, this one just here, does have some scoring on it, but the rest of them don't look too bad. You can also see the oil jets down here that spray up to the underside of the piston. I think I'm not going to disturb them. It's the kind of item I don't really want coming off when the engine's on, so maybe I'll just try and work around them, leave them where they are. It's quite nice to see the engine block bare. These are all the caps for the crankshaft, and they are numbered 1, 2, 3, etc., which is good, so I know where to put them back. And the other half of the bearing shells are here. Now this one does seem quite badly scored, but some of the others are not too bad. Here's the thrust washers again. So I think, although they're not terrible, I think seeing as I've got everything apart, I'm just going to get new bearings and just start afresh. The conrod bearings seem to be just a bit worse. They seem to be quite badly scored, some of them. They're all in slightly different condition. They look in worse shape than the crankshaft bearings. So it does seem that someone's had this engine apart before. I see some marks here on the caps to identify, such as here, which conrod it goes together with. Hopefully that's not a problem, that someone's been in there before. I did just buy this engine. It was sitting on the floor somewhere here in Zimbabwe. I was just happy to find it because it was never sold in this part of the world, and they are very, very rare. I've been looking for one for years, and I was just overjoyed to find one here. I did think about importing one from another country such as the UK, but I think that's going to be quite expensive. So I was just so pleased to find one. I wasn't really worried about the condition, so I was planning on just having to rebuild it, and I think now I've got everything apart, I'm just going to go ahead with that. New rings, new bearings, new gaskets, new everything. I think try and get this back to as good as new condition as I can. Crankshaft also doesn't look too bad. As far as I can tell, I don't see any nasty scoring on any of the journals. So I'll probably get it measured up to see if it has been ground before or whether it's still on standard. Maybe we can get these journals polished a little bit. See where the oil seal sits here, there's a bit of a groove. But maybe I can try and sit the new oil seal slightly off that groove so it doesn't cause me any issues. So I will have to go and get this tested. I'll also get the block checked to make sure the deck is straight, that the bores aren't oval or anything disastrous, before we start putting it back together. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see a video documenting the restoration of this 1986 110, please check the other videos on my channel. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Please also subscribe, that helps me out a lot. The next video will be just cleaning up all those engine parts, just doing final inspections, and then after ordering the new items we can start putting the engine back together. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on the next one.